Hello, is this Insert Gambino here with a new stream? In this stream, I'm going to be going over the event week for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. So yeah, starting off, I did make a review and guide finally on the JB700, JB700 Commission, as I call it a single player variant, and then the JB700W as seen here, of course. So I did come out with that, which is nice. But yeah. Going into the title of the event week, of course, there's 3 times money RP on Deadline. Also with summer DLC finally kind of being announced as of yesterday or whatever, since it's still Saturday my time. With a new DLC finally being announced, I'll be glad when I can finally, like, have a different kind of title for the actual DLC. Since there's been so many event weeks after all for this one DLC. That's going to be kind of exciting. But yeah. Going into Method Spectator here, there's 2 times money RP, biker business sell missions. It's probably going to be the best way for sure to make money this week. And then there's stunt races as well for 2 times money RP, and then 35% off the Ruiner 2000, for example, as well. And as it hit 11 PM PDT or whatever, I got any daily objectives, whatever. Should probably go over the very first daily objective. I don't really do that for this game. I mainly do that for Red Dead personally, since I believe like all the like regular daily objectives, at least in that game, are the same. Yeah, something I should probably start doing, going over the top objective, because I believe that's the one that's the same for all players. Might be a little something to do. So I'm kind of doing it on Saturday or whatever right now, of course. It's kind of no point in doing that, actually. But whatever. But yeah, apparently podium vehicle for the week is the Progen GP1. And from what I know, the Progen GP1 is not very good, at least for lap time it's not very good. Top speed it might be kind of okay, and I don't know. But lap time is a lot more of a thing to think about over top speed, I would think, for sure. So I'll kind of talk about the Progen GP1, of course, as I do all the other podium vehicles once I get there. Yeah, personally, I don't really want the Progen GP1, so I would honestly hope I don't win it. But if I do, not a big deal. But it doesn't really sell for anything if you don't want it or whatever, so yeah, especially when I'm not hoping to get it. And I'm shocked I made it with all one off the motorcycle there. Also, speaking of the motorcycle, that motorcycle is a Twitch Prime discount, actually. So I'll be going over it, in a sense. But yeah, as seen here, podium vehicles, Progen GP1, of course, it's been on that Rockstar Newswire the last couple of days or whatever. So I'll be getting my visitor bonus. And I forgot right before I started the stream, I got this 50,000 from the arcade because I maxed out. Alright, 40,000. Alright, almost got me 2.9 mil. I'm pretty curious what the update's gonna be for the summer one, because obviously really the most details it got was like that one supercar that's coming out for the next update, so I'm really curious what that one's gonna be. Hopefully it has some good like properties, like at least things to do, of course, especially with all the time we've had to wait. But yeah, I think Legendary Motorsport is where it's at, of course. While I go on here, of course, and the discounts are probably going to be on there. Oh, here it is, ProGen GP1. So if you get the ProGen GP1 from the podium, you'll be saving $1,260,000. Plus, if it has liveries, it probably has a livery on it as well. I think it does actually have liveries, so yeah, there's probably liveries. That's probably another like 20,000 to add to that as well. So right under like 1.3 million you're going to be saving by getting the podium vehicle. And is this a podium vehicle really worth getting? Sadly, no, this is not a podium vehicle worth getting from what I recall. I'm pretty sure when this thing first came out, it was like 20th something place in lap time for the super class, which is pretty terrible. So even when it first debuted, it wasn't competitive for lap time. And as for top speed, I really doubt it's not high up there either. I would not like expect it to be up there. But yeah, if you want to know what the best top speed option for super class is, it's the P-Fister 811, which I believe is pretty, like, not that expensive normally. So even if it's pretty good for top speed, you might as well go like a P-Fister 811, whether it's on a discount or not. So yeah, sadly, ProGen GP1 is not a really good vehicle, from what I recall, to get from podium vehicle. Obviously, unless you like the cosmetic, like, customizations and stuff like that, that would be the main reason to get it. But I don't really know if this has much of any customizations either. But yeah, when it comes to competitivity, it's not really good to get at all. It's not even good at all for lap time. Even when it first came out, it was like 23rd place to be exact, I think it was. So obviously with more vehicle additions since like early 2017 or whenever it first came out, it's even further behind than 23rd place now. So yeah, sadly it's not a very good podium vehicle unless you like the vehicle for like personal preference kind of reasons. I'll go over premium race and the time trials here. Premium race, at least for right now, is business trip for the super class. So top few options for the super class when it comes to lap time at least. However, I believe they should all be pretty good in top speed as well, or decentish in top speed, I would imagine as well. But yeah, ProGen Emirates, I'm pretty sure, is the best for lap time when it comes to raceable options. And then Benefactor Krieger, I'm pretty sure, is right underneath that. If it's more of a top speed race, you might want to go for the Krieger over the Emirates. Not sure if this one's really... On the picture, it shows a highway, so you might want to actually prioritize top speed. So in this particular one, like, Emirates might not be as good as like the Krieger, so the Krieger might actually be slightly better for this one than the Emirates, because it seems like it might have a lot of top speed, assuming since the picture is on the highway after all. And then there's also like the S80RR for third place for lap time, which is that one-seater like supercar from the previous DLC. First three vehicles are all from Diamond Casino and Resort DLC, by the way. And then fourth place, there's still the like Dubachi Wagner. That's my headphones interrupted me there, of course. But yeah, fourth place in lap time is the Dubachi Wagner, I'm pretty sure, from like back in 2017, still with like gun running, which is more of a like high $1 million option over like a high like $2 million option. So that's kind of a little cheaper option if you still want to be competitive in a sense. Yeah, it's the top few options for super class. And then the time trial. The regular time trial. Alright, I'm gonna have to go through this. And no, I don't care to disable my, like, things down here or whatever. I like having all icons, it makes the map lively. Alright, it's over here, apparently. But yeah, time trial is apparently Stop City. I believe this is one of the, like, newer time trials as of the previous DLC, unless it was this DLC that added, like, 10 new regular time trials. But you have to go from Stab City to Benwood Hills. Somewhere around here, something like that, I would have to imagine. See, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, like, points where lap time is going to matter more than top speed in that case. And for time trials, obviously, you'll probably want a motorcycle, or if not a motorcycle, a supercar. Motorcycle is probably the best to go for a time trial or whatever, because of course, like, vehicles can get in the way since traffic's not disabled. But yeah, I already went over the top few supercar options when it came to the premium race, so I'll just talk about motorcycles here. Yeah, same advice with the supercars from earlier, it could work very well for this for sure. If you want to go with supercar, because you probably shouldn't be using anything other than like supercar or a motorcycle, I would imagine. Maybe sports as well, kind of, but still. When there's supercars, there's probably no reason to worry about sports for a time trial. But yeah, Stab City for motorcycles. This pretty much goes for all of the time trials for motorcycles, but top few options are the Shotaro, Nagasaki Shotaro. But yeah, that one's a little over 2 million. It's like 2.2, 2.3 million for the basic motorcycle. Then you have to add customizations onto that. So after that, it's probably gonna be almost 3 million bucks. But it's highly worth getting a Shotaro because it corners like a beast. It corners a lot better than a lot of the motorcycles in the game, I would definitely imagine for sure. And then you can also lean forward or backwards with the stick for the best possible speed, whereas most you have to do forward or backwards. Most you have to do backwards as if you're doing a wheelie for the best possible speed, and then there's a couple options, which I'll be talking about one of them at least, where you have to lean forward with the stick. So yeah, best bet's probably going to be the Shotaro. Also, keep in mind you can no longer use vehicles like the Death Bike and like the Vigilante, stuff like that, for example, as the rocket-powered vehicles and stuff like that were disabled when they doubled the pay as of the previous DLC. So yeah, Shotaro is probably going to be the best option for pretty much any time trial in the game. And then underneath that is the Hawkjaw Drag. Hawkjaw Drag is like a $900,000 motorcycle, I believe, but with customizations, probably more in the early to mid 1 mil range. And then that one you have to lean forward with the stick for the best possible speed, as it's a drag motorcycle, so I don't think it can really wheelie, of course. Only ever one that works like that is the Nightblade, but I don't really think that's a competitive option. And in third and fourth place are like the Body 801 and then the Akuma, which are two like $10,000 motorcycles, so customizations included. Makes it like in the 5 mil, not 5 mil, but 500,000 to like low 1 mil range. Well, actually no, it probably wouldn't get into $1 million range for sure, but right, maybe right underneath it at worst. And yeah, Body 801 and Akuma, you have to lean backward with the stick as if you're doing a wheelie. And that's if you want the best possible speed. That's pretty much advice for pretty much any regular time trial. RC Bandito time trial. Once again, for the RC Bandito time trial, it's the like very last one of the set. So after this, we'll be back to construction site 1 for the next event week. But yeah, I do not have a guide on, do not have an RC Bandito time trial guide on the power station yet. Because quite personally, RC Bandito time trial guides are some of the boringest things to make for me personally that I've made so far. But yeah, since RC Bandito is like the only vehicle you can use, just like keep playing it, because time trials are designed for you to constantly fail them, surely. Of course, eventually after like multiple runs, you'll surely build some strategies, as long as you're smart enough and whatnot. So I'm sure with enough practice, like any other time trial, it will be very easy to do. But yeah, that's the last of the 10 RCB native time trials, so we'll be back to construct. So it will indeed go back to construct on Site 1 for next event week, like I mentioned. Yeah, I guess from here I'll talk about the money opportunities. Also, I didn't say about the Shotaro, but if you have not played a match at Deadline, you will need to play a match at Deadline in order to unlock the Shotaro. I especially want to bring it up on like this event or whatever, because there is 3 times money RP on Deadline. So I figured I might as well especially bring it up for this kind. But yeah, Deadline's in the pause menu, so I'll kind of show it off here.
Yes, of course. No, absolutely. Of course, whenever. Just let me know, Micah. Sometimes I just want to dance.
Yeah, Deadline, there's 7 maps, as there is with most adversary modes. It's not one of the rare exceptions where there's not 7 maps. But yeah, as for location, it doesn't really matter that much since you're pretty much on stun tracks. So it all depends on like what map you like best off of like just stun tracks and stuff like that. But yeah, I believe this mode has like power-ups and stuff like that, of course. And then you also have to kill like other players with the like line. It's like a Tron-like mode, obviously, because that's kind of what the Shotaro like motorcycle is. It's basically the Tron bike. But yeah, I believe all you have to do in order to unlock the Shotaro for purchase is play a match. You don't have to win a match like you do for like the trade price on the like Scramjet, for example. I think the Scramjet you have to play Hunting Pack Remix and get a trade price for it. Yeah, I believe that's how you unlock the trade price, is by playing like Hunting Pack Remix and winning it as well. To unlock the Shotaro for purchase, all you have to do is play the mode though. You don't have to win. You can lose it as well, from what I know, and still get it unlocked for purchase. So as I mentioned, of course, Shotaro is pretty much like the #1 time trial vehicle, since of course rocket powered vehicles have been disabled or whatever for time trials, as the previous DLC, when they doubled the pay, as I mentioned. So definitely worth playing at least a single match if you don't have the Shotaro for unlock, since I think you still have to like unlock it. Don't think there's like a like trade price option. I think you do have to unlock the vehicle by playing a match at Deadline still. It's not like the heist vehicles where they eventually became available for people who haven't done the heist stuff like at a higher price. Yeah, also in the pause menu is stun races. And it's only regular stun races, there shouldn't be any of the specialty ones. So yeah, I should go without saying that all of them are labeled as regular stunt here. More so I meant without saying it should be known that like it's only going to be Rockstar created ones. They don't really do player created though money RP anymore. They haven't like for years, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, obviously there's a huge variety of stunt races. And I believe like on like a contact mission maybe you might only have to spend like 8 minutes in the race or like 10 minutes or something for the maximum pay. So if you just want to like do like a lot of stunt races or whatever, like solo, I believe you can make like 16,000 or whatever, like solo or whatever, if you just want to like sit in a bunch of stunt races for the maximum like time for getting money. Might still be 15-16 minutes still, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's an okay way to make money, not very good. And obviously Deadline is going to be above it, as long as you're good at Deadline at least. Since Deadline's 3 times money RP. And since biker businesses aren't on the pause menu or anything like that, I'll just explain them as I go around the map and stuff like that. So biker businesses, of course, you have the option to like source or like buy like product or whatever. Obviously, if you source, you have to do like a bunch of different source missions. So the strategies for those are going to depend on like what source mission you do and stuff like that. But you really shouldn't be sourcing a passive business like the biker business. When it comes to biker businesses, you should be buying product no matter what. It's only 75k to buy a full thing of product or whatever. If you have it like fully maxed out for a business, you'll probably have to do a couple different things. Plus, yeah, it's assuming you have staff and equipment, it'll probably only take like 2 or 3 at most for certain businesses. Might be able to max out like document forgery or something like that, obviously just buying one thing of product. But yeah. Biker businesses are some of the best like ways to make money with friends at least. It's not very good for solo play sadly for biker businesses. Because a lot of the solo missions are very like solo, like they're very anti-solo friendly or whatever for a lot of the solo missions in the game for biker businesses. So if you are going to go down the route of making money for biker solo missions, you will probably want at least a single friend, especially with like the post-op vans. But there is a rare chance of getting like the like, I think there's one where you can get like a van of product or like a truck of product where it's only one vehicle. But I feel like those are some of the more like rare solo missions. So yeah, best for sure to have at least a single friend for selling biker businesses. Plus it's very good to help other people sell their biker businesses as well. Because you can make a lot more money with selling like biker businesses than like any of the CEO's exclusive stuff, like the crates and import-export, for example. So it could be very good to help friends as well, because you can make like upwards of like 70,000 I think from helping sell a business too. And I think that's for normal and double money. Or it could only be for double money, I'm not sure. But yeah, you can also make some pretty decent money by helping as well. So yeah, biker businesses best to do with a friend. If you're going the solo route, then you might want to like re-lobby a lot of times. You can re-lobby only use a very small amount of product in hopes for a better sell mission, but that's not a very reliable like way of like going about it. Not to mention sometimes you might have small lobbies, sometimes you might have big lobbies. So I really only recommend it if you have like at least a single friend you constantly play with. Yeah, it's one of the best businesses that they probably could have done for double money RP, regardless. But it's not as solo friendly as the bunker, for example. So hopefully I explained the biker businesses good enough. Yeah, before we go on, I want to make sure I like talked about every money opportunity and whatnot. Alright, yeah, I should only have the discounts to talk about. And there's kind of a little something interesting to talk about with a discount that's going to be happening for the next event week as well, which is not really much of anything that's like hinted at in a previous newswire. But yeah, I want to check my audio actually real quick, make sure that my like stream is working fine. But yeah, it should be, but very rarely it doesn't. So I'm doing that real quick. Alright, good, it's fine.
Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Hey, you know my...
And by the way, the Shotaro is one of the discounts, by the way. Talking about like Shotaro, I do want to clarify that. Alright, all the discounts appear to be vehicle discounts, so there's no property discounts whatsoever. whether there's a discount or not, I will be talking about Arena War for a moment or whatever. Alright, there does not seem to be any Arena War discounts for this week. However, this will be for next week. So I'll go into the Arena Ready section since it's the easiest to talk about or whatever. But yeah, for next event week, you get to choose the next Arena War vehicle variant bonus next week. And not just like, everyone doesn't just get to personally choose what they want for a discount. It's like based off of like whatever like type of Arena War vehicle is played the most. Yeah, this is going to be some really big 50% off discounts for the next event week. I'm not going to talk about the vehicles in this week. I'll talk about the vehicles for next event week. But I'm just talking about like what the like discount thing is going to be and how to go about it or whatever. So yeah, even though there's no money opportunity whatsoever on the Arena War, you get to take your vehicular range to the Maze Baker Arena for the weekend. So I'm assuming that's I'm assuming that's Saturday and Sunday, so today and tomorrow at minimum. Might also have included Friday and might also include Monday, I'm not sure. But yeah, you have to choose a side between Apocalypse, Future Shock, and Nightmare. And whichever side gets played the most in the arena for the weekend will receive a 50% discount next week across all Arena War vehicles. So that's not just the Arena Ready, that's also the upgradable vehicles as well. So yeah, basically all these vehicles are going to be on discount for the next week no matter what. However, it's going to be dependent on like whatever variant wins. So if Apocalypse wins, it will be all the Apocalypse variants. If all the Future Shock ones wins, it's all the Future Shock variants. If all the Nightmare one wins, it's like all the Nightmare ones. So I'll quickly talk about like the types. In terms of types, it doesn't really impact much of anything aside for the cosmetics. To really just go for the one you like the most, I would say. If anything, the one that might have the most impact, I would say, is Future Shock. And the reason Future Shock might have the most impact is because a lot of the weapons for the Future Shock are like laser weapons instead of like regular weapons found on like the Apocalypse and the Nightmare. So that's kind of why I recommend Future Shock personally, is because you get a nice little like cosmetic difference with the like machine guns and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm sure there's advantages and stuff like that for different variants. It all kind of depends on the vehicles. But really, I would just say go for the one you really like, obviously. There's not much of an advantage on either of them, I would say. But yeah. The thing with Future Shock, though, with the machine guns, you might lose out on damage or whatever, but the rate of fire, since they're laser weapons, should be improved, and rate of fire could be better in certain circumstances than damage output. That's kind of why I recommend Future Shock, is because it does, I believe, slightly change the, like, weapons. They might actually be complete reskins, so it might still do the same amount of damage, but there might be a difference in rate of fire, I'm not sure. And for example, vehicles like the Future Shock Cerberus, there's a big difference with Future Shock compared to other variants. With the Cerberus, for example, the flamethrower on the Future Shock one is actually like a green, like plasma flamethrower, for example. So that's something really good about Future Shock, for example. But yeah, a lot of the vehicles are pretty much going to be the same throughout each variant, but there are some very subtle, like cosmetic differences and stuff like that. Honestly, that's kind of pretty much all to say about the like Arena War variants for the discount that's going to be unlocked for next week. So yeah, if you feel like playing the arena randomly, then feel free to like play whatever like type of like arena vehicle you want to give it some representation for the next week's discount. And apparently Rockstar Coffin servers are currently unavailable. Interesting. So that's pretty much all there is to explain about next week's Arena War discounts. And yeah, no matter the outcome, all vehicles will be on discount for the Arena variants. It just will only be the one variant that wins, obviously. Alright, there doesn't seem to be any discounts on Benny's. There does not seem to be any discounts on Elite either, so Legendary seems to have the first discounts for the week. But yeah, first one on here is the Western Rampant Rocket. Instead of like 925,000, it's $555,000. But yeah, it's a very cool and interesting motorcycle. The Rampant Rocket is. It's a one-seater, of course. However, because it's all big and bulky and it's like a tricycle kind of vehicle, don't really expect anything out of it in terms of performance. And as for customizations, the most you might really get for customizations is livery. So, honestly, it's kind of more of a like meme mobile kind of thing. It's kind of meant to be just a really fun vehicle to drive around. I'm sure it's not only good in lap time or top speed. And also, pretty interesting thing to know about the Rampant Rocket, I believe you cannot store it in a biker clubhouse since it's a big motorcycle. But yeah, I do know it is in the motorcycle class, and I do not believe you can put it in your biker clubhouse. So if you're planning on putting it in a biker clubhouse, you might want to reconsider purchasing this vehicle, because I do not think you can. But yeah, not necessarily a very good vehicle to get, but obviously it's just pretty decent price for the vehicle. Especially given all the crazy prices nowadays, it's not a bad buy for price, technically. But yeah, as I mentioned, it's not really going to do much of anything for you anyways, though. So I'd personally pass on it. And it's one of 40% off discounts for the week. Vapid Click is the next discount. So instead of almost $1 million, it's like a little over $500,000. So that's definitely quite a nice discount there. And this again is another 40% off discount. And as for the Vapid Click, I actually have a whole entire vehicle review and guide on the Vapid Click, as well as like the free weapons that came out during the Arena War DLC. So as for much of my opinions on it, I will have you refer to that review or someone else's review, since I've already covered the vehicle in very great depth on an actual video. But yeah, like, long story short or whatever, this vehicle is actually pretty good for the muscle car class, so it is one that I would recommend picking up personally, unless you have like a Yosemite or whatever, for example. Which I believe even at normal price, the Yosemite might be a cheaper option than the Vapid Click. By the way, I'm saying the regular Yosemite, not the Drift Yosemite. That one's probably a worse version of the Yosemite for performance. It's probably just a cooler Yosemite, personally. Not much for performance. But it's pretty comparable to the Yosemite from what I remember as well. So yeah, it's a pretty top tier muscle car, so it could be very good for muscle car races. So it definitely can make you some money in those muscle car races. Whether it be a premium race or just for fun or anything like that. Yeah, definitely a very good one to get, as I mentioned. I would highly recommend that, especially for a little over 500,000. But obviously it was a free vehicle before, so obviously, like, it was free in the past, so it might not necessarily be very good to get at the same time. And like I mentioned, there's probably better options, but not much. Next one on here is the Nagasaki Shotaro. And I've already talked pretty greatly about the Nagasaki Shotaro, actually. It's basically the best vehicle for time trials and motorcycle races. So yeah, it's definitely something very good about the Shotaro, is it's still very competitive, for sure. It's been competitive for like the last 3 to 4 years, so it's probably still a very viable motorcycle to pick up. And yeah, as I mentioned, rocket boosted vehicles, as of the previous DLC, can no longer be used in time trials. Honestly, vehicles like the oppressors weren't ever able to be used in time trials, but certain ones like the vigilante and like the vigilante, I think Scramjet 2 could have been used, for example, and the apocalypse and the death bike as well, if it's like nitro boost and stuff like that. Those can't be used anymore in time trials. So definitely a very worthy vehicle of picking up if you do the time trials every week. It's probably the most reason to get it. Besides for that, it's very good for motorcycle races, as I said. Pretty much being number one, I believe, for lap time and top speed for raceable options. And yes, it said raceable options. I'm not including non-raceable since they don't really matter in races. Well, it's like a transform race. But yeah, Grotti X80 Proto. I believe this one's an electric car, so the main focus of the X80 Proto is going to be its like acceleration. And acceleration, I'm pretty sure, means that it reaches its top speed faster than a lot of other vehicles. So it reaches top speed really well since it is an electric vehicle, but not entirely sure how good its top speed is. From what I've heard with its vehicle, I believe it's a pretty good one for stunt races, but besides for that, there's probably not much of anything to write home about. It was back in 2016, so surely it's been very dethroned by now. So yeah, probably wouldn't get this one either. Similar to the first discount, I believe, the Rampant Rocket, probably wouldn't get it if you're going for performance, unlike the Click and Jotaro, which are actually very good performance options. So really, you're probably going to be mainly getting it for customization, and that's even if it really has much of any customization. An X80 Proto is 35% off. Jotaro as well is 35% off. As for the other discounts, I did cover those amounts. Here is a Twitch Prime discount. And I believe this is a sports car here, the Verly Air or whatever. I don't know, it might just be a Verly Air or whatever, even though it has two ERs at the end of its name. But yeah, this one's an exclusive Twitch Prime discount. And yeah, it's 80% off right now, so instead of almost 700,000, it's a little under 150,000. But yeah, I would have to imagine this is a very outclassed sports car, so it's really probably only mainly going to be for customizations if you're going to want it. I doubt it would be a very good option at all when it comes to the sports class. If anything, maybe top speed might be okay at and whatnot, but like I said, it's P-Fister 811 for a best supercar option at least.
Hi, what's up?
But yeah,
Yeah, honey,
I might actually look into Ruffy 152 really quick because it is a Twitch Prime discount or whatever right now. So I guess I'll do that. Why not? I've been watching Ruffy 152 more recently since I've been doing a couple vehicle reviews and stuff that have already been uploaded, by the way. Hasn't been any other ones I've worked on since the 700 one. The JB700, I mean. With all the different variants of it. Alright. Of course I get advertisements, so I'm trying to get the Ruffy 152 here. Yeah, this has to be a sports car, surely. I want to actually check its performance on Ruffy 152, since it is Twitch Prime, I suppose. Yeah, the sports class has like 72 different vehicles. Oof. The earlier is 37th place for a lap time. But yeah, top speed, not very sure on that one, but if it's that bad in lap time, I just would not really recommend it. And that was like, that should actually be up to date as of right now. Yeah, I had that chameleon, not actually on discount, it's good stuff at the moment.
Hello? How's it going? What? Where did you hear that?
Alright, for Warstock, there's 2 discounts for everyone, and there's a Twitch Prime as well. But yeah, as I said earlier, is 37th place for a lap time, so even if it does have really good top speed, I just would not recommend it, even on a Twitch Prime discount. Obviously, that's probably the biggest discount it's going to get, 80% off, so if you want it, you might as well get it now. Even if it is terrible. For a lap time, that is. Alright, so starting off is the Twitch Prime discount here, the Oppressor. But yeah, this is pretty much the main vehicle I ride around for point A to point B, as seen on all my live streams for the event week streams and stuff. So obviously, if I use that on the event week streams, like on this stream for example, of course,
I'm not promising anything.
obviously I'm gonna highly recommend it. However, I'll talk about it since I haven't made a dedicated review to it. But yeah, unlike the Oppressor Mark II, this vehicle can still be called unlimitedly through the MC menu, which I actually might still be an MC, so I might want to unregister all of that real quick. But yeah, has a rocket boost, comes without needing to add it, so it already starts with the rocket boost. So if you want it purely for point A to point B, you can just straight up buy the vehicle. However, I do recommend getting the machine. I do recommend getting the like rockets on it as well. But you do need to like research with the bunker in order to get the missiles. So I do recommend getting the missiles for the research. But yeah, machine guns are nothing special on it. There are probably some really bad machine guns. And then, yeah, especially when this thing's mainly going to be flying around, the machine guns aren't really going to be that good. And then the missiles are nothing special, unlike the Oppressor Mark II, where they're like next to the best homing missiles for that one. This one has like straight up buzzard missiles, and just like the Mark II, it only has 20 of those. So yeah, it's not really not good at all with its weaponry. There's definitely a lot better options for weaponry. However, it's one of the best, if not like the best, like point A to point B option. I would say the Mark II actually does beat it for point A to point B, because you don't have anywhere near as much of a chance to fall off of it, like with this one. However, it's still like the second best, like point A to point B option, I would say personally. Like outside of aircraft, more like for land vehicles, kind of. So I highly recommend getting the Oppressor, especially on a Twitch Prime discount, which makes it a little under 800,000. Insurgent Pickup Custom. Insurgent Pickup is not actually on discount, it's switched up at the moment. Blazer Aqua. I have it on a trade price, so instead of like a little over 1.3 mil, it's like in the 800,000 range. But yeah, this vehicle, I'll be honest, I don't really feel this vehicle is honestly really that worth it. It can be customized, which is quite nice. It was one of the very first like weaponized vehicles that could be customized. And it's really good for the Khalifa way, like time trial or whatever. Like of the regular time trials, but that only happens once every so many weeks or whatever. So that time trial only probably appears like 2 or 3 times a year or whatever. Especially with there being like newer time trials now. So the best thing for making money is one of the time trials that very rarely happens. Because obviously it goes in weekly order. Aside for that, it does get you a like VIP work that only this vehicle can get. So if you do want to unlock all the like VIP works, that's the reason to get the vehicle as well. It's also pretty damn fast on the water. It might be one of the faster like weaponized, if not the fastest like weaponized water vehicle in the game. That's definitely something about it as well. But yeah, the VIP work, I'm not entirely sure how much money the VIP work makes. You have to like collect like crates on like land and sea with the Blazer Aqua. And yeah, I would assume it kind of forces you to go on the Blazer Aqua. I don't really think you would much be able to get out of the Blazer Aqua. So assuming you are forced to stay in the Blazer Aqua, it wouldn't be a very good VIP work. So really you're only going to want it if you want all the VIP works unlocked. I would say is the best reason to even get it. And then it has machine guns, but yeah, regular machine guns aren't that good in this game. Whether they're good machine guns or not. But yeah, Ruiner 2000. So yeah, on a trade price, it's a little over $4 million, almost mid 4 mil range or whatever, which is pretty huge even on a trade price. And yeah, it's a very overpriced vehicle. By the way, Blazer Aqua is 35% off. Ruiner 2000 is also 35% off. And the Oppressor is 70% off. But yeah, main thing this vehicle has that's unique to it is the parachute mechanic. Parachute is very good for the Ruiner 2000, by the way, because you can back up with the vehicle, then you can do the parachute, which will get you an increased bit of height compared to when you normally use it. And yeah, you could go from like Mount Chiliad all the way to LSIA if you're good with it, for example. Pretty sure that's a thing you can do. But yeah, for point A to point B travel, it's not that good, even though it has the parachute. So it's a pretty interesting point A to point B option, but yeah, it's not really going to do you much good compared to like a scramjet or even the oppressors, for example. And vehicles like the Vigilante as well. But yeah, this vehicle has machine guns again. I'm pretty sure, which no matter how good the machine guns are, they're not going to be that good. And this was actually the first vehicle with the best homing missiles in the game, meaning it's as best of homing missiles as you can get. However, if you're using a personal Ruiner 2000, it will only have a measly 8 homing missiles. Obviously, it was the first vehicle with those missiles, so they probably wanted to really be careful with it, so they probably didn't give it too much for that reason. So yeah, 8 of the best tracking homing missiles really aren't going to do that well, personally. There's definitely much better vehicles out there. And plus, this vehicle gets destroyed in a single missile and stuff like that. And yeah. The best thing about this vehicle, honestly, is its VIP work again, just like the Blazer Aqua. However, I know for a fact that one does not pay very good. I believe it's 10,000 normally, like 20,000 double money even. So it's not even that good pay-wise at all for the VIP work. However, the VIP work gives you a much better version of the Ruiner 2000, known as the fully loaded Ruiner 2000. And that one you get to use for like 20 minutes in the VIP work. Do it, you can't really make money aside for the actual VIP work, I would say. So yeah, it's not going to be really good at all for making money for this vehicle, I would say. best being is actually the VIP work. Cause yeah, in addition to having the like unlimited best tracking homing missiles, it does have like a huge amount of explosive resistance. Can take like 50 explosives around there, I believe. So yeah, the fully loaded one is very insane with its explosive resistance and having unlimited of the best tracking homing missiles. But yeah, you have to play the VIP work to even get that version. So yeah, you mainly want to get it to have a good like anti-griefing vehicle. It's really best for having a good anti-griefing vehicle in the game. Or of course, if you want to be a dick, it can be a very good griefing vehicle as well. But yeah, you're mainly going to get it for an anti-griefing vehicle and unlock the VIP work. And of course, my stream has to be a little bitch, as always. With its quality and shit. Alright, there's only one more vehicle discount left. Yeah, there's only one more vehicle discount left, and it's on Stubborn San Andreas. Let me also make sure that my fucking stream is actually showing. Alright, yeah, my stream is actually still showing, surprisingly, when it's not much of a dick. But yeah, the Class A Tulip is on discount as well for the final discount. And instead of being a little over 700,000, it's a little under 450,000. And yeah, just looking at it, I don't really feel it's one of the better like muscle car options. And when the Click is on discount as well, the same event week, you might as well go a Click over a Tulip, I would say. Because even if it is good performance-wise, I would feel the Click would be above it. So yeah, I would refer to roughly 1322 for how this vehicle performs. So if anything, you're probably mainly going to be getting this one for customizations. And yeah, I'll just check the like rest of the website for the first section here. Make sure I covered all the discounts on the site. Those aren't actually on discount, they're just switched up at the moment. Same with these, they're just switched up discounts. And yeah, surely there's nothing past the like two-door section or anything. Unless it's like a day one vehicle or something. But yeah, that's finally gonna be it for this stream. Pretty much talked about all the discounts and stuff. So yeah, obviously if you're making money, the biker business sell missions are gonna be the best, but because it's a passive business and you'll probably be buying supplies when you're waiting for the supplies to reproduce, it might be worth playing 3 times money RP deadline. Or of course just do whatever you normally do for making money in addition to the 2 times money RP bikers sell missions. And then for discounts, I'll say what the highlight discounts were. So yeah, Shotaro is a really good discount, Tulip not so much, X80 Proto not necessarily so much either. Greener 2000's okay. Laser Aqua I wouldn't really recommend unless you want the VIP work and a good vehicle for at least one of the time trials, as it's like close to water and stuff. And then Rampant Rocket's not one I would really recommend, but it's a pretty cheap one, so it's hard to not recommend it. But I do not recommend it. And then Vapid Cook's a really good one as well for muscle car races. But yeah, that's finally going to be it for this stream. Next streams are probably going to be the Red Dead Online stream for when the DLC drops. Unless I want to do some Red Dead Online streams before the DLC drops, which is entirely possible. which I would mainly say if my streaming quality wasn't so trash because of the stupid thing that popped up a couple minutes ago. Because internet quality here is complete fucking trash for some reason. But yeah, that's fine. Be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.